Hi everybody, it's Bradford again. So, for this assignment, I was scouring my brain for some memorable experiences that have happened to me, and I realized I don't really have a lot of those yet. But one thing that's pretty interesting that I kind of eased into last week was how I wanted to work at Blizzard. I didn't just come to this conclusion because I liked their games. I love their games, but there's more to it than that. So, I said last week that when I was a kid, I wanted to write fiction and fantasy, science fiction, that kind of thing. I wanted to write novels like that. I remember when I was in third or fourth grade, there was a writing contest, and I had an entry that I put in that won. It was something like 10 pages, which for a third or fourth grade book, that's pretty long. And I did my own pictures for all the pages, that kind of thing. And what I got when I won was my book got laminated and turned into an actual book, which is pretty cool to have your own book. But it's still sitting in my closet back home gathering dust. I haven't really looked at it since, but it's pretty cool to have. I I think I wanted to write somewhere between 10 or 12 books, something like that. I had them all in my head, but getting them on paper was just something different. I would sit in front of a keyboard for hours, just rapping at it like an idiot, and it would just bore me to death. I didn't want to be sitting at a keyboard typing things for my entire life. I wanted more. So, about the same time, I started taking martial arts. And one of my favorite hobbies to do was take a big wooden sword or something that I'd gotten from the Renaissance Festival that year and put a big black cape on and run around in my backyard. My mom had a big backyard. I'd run around there and start killing bad guys and acting like I was in a gigantic video game. The whole backyard was a giant level, and I choreographed my own fight moves and used a bad British accent and faked overdramatic death scenes and that kind of thing. I went really in depth. It's pretty embarrassing even talking about it today, but it's had such a big effect on my career choice that it's a pretty interesting addition. But so we jump forward maybe 1 or 2 years, and Blizzard puts out their first collector's edition game. I've gotten every collector's edition game they've put out, but the first that they put out, and the most fated for me, was Diablo 2. I remember how excited I was when I first got that game. The box was huge. It was like this big. It was like a puzzle box, and it had so much stuff in it. It had a soundtrack in it. I'm trying to say it had a starter kit for the Diablo tabletop RPG, which I never touched, but it was still kind of cool to have. And it had a behind-the-scenes DVD. And one of the things on that DVD was a concept slash storyboard-ish thing that was talking about making the opening cinematic of the game. And what it had, the screen was divided into 3 parts. The top half was the scene as you see it in the game, and the bottom half was divided in half. And on the right side, it had a hand-drawn concept version in black and white, and on the left side, it had all the Blizzard people acting it out. They were running around dressed in similar clothing and hitting each other with sticks. And I was watching this totally perplexed. I was saying to myself, this is it. It completely changed my life forever. These people were just geeks like me. They were running around like idiots hitting each other with sticks. And I realized then that those are the people I wanted to work with. When I was in school, I was never really popular. I never really felt like I fit in anywhere. And watching those people just acting like complete idiots and hitting each other really made me think, I could probably fit in with these guys and not feel like a complete idiot. So, ever since then, I've had a tremendous amount of respect for Blizzard, and I've wanted to work with them. So, that is my story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it's pretty interesting. I know it's pretty memorable to me. I look forward to seeing everybody else's speeches, and I will catch you guys on the website. So, take it easy.